Hi everyone, it's Leona with Leona's Designs. Welcome to another Scripture Pockets 2026, where we create 52 different pockets with 52 different scriptures from a different book of the Bible every week. And this week we are on week 28, and our scripture for this week is from the book of Habakkuk in the Old Testament. And the verses are Habakkuk chapter 3, verses 17 and 18. And these verses have always been a favorite of mine. They say, though the fig tree may not blossom, nor fruit be on the vines, though the labor of the olive may fail, and the fields yield no food, though the flock may be cut off from the fold, and there be no herd in the stalls, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will joy in the God of my salvation. That's Habakkuk 3, 17 and 18 from the New King James Version. And those are good verses for us to ponder on this week and always. In our pocket, I have chosen a very unique pocket, which I've hoped to make for many years and just never could really get my head around how to do it. But I figured it out, and I'm going to share it with you today. It's called a hidden pocket. And I'll show it to you now. This is the one that I've created, and I'm going to put in my journal. And I have the verse here. And where's the pocket, you say? Well, here's the pocket. Right there. And right here. Oops. This does come out. A little stuck in there. Okay, so this is one pocket. This is another pocket. And then this is the insert where I put the rest of the verse. And I did create this in Canva, and I'm offering it to you as a freebie in my Ko.fi site as a printout if you want to make one just like this. But you don't have to do that. I will show you how to make this with the different measurements, and you can make one like this, and in the future you could make one a different way. But I think it's really cool, and I've wanted to make one like this a long time, and I finally figured it out in my head how to do it. So I'm going to set this aside, and we'll get to making one. Okay, to make one like this, you will need a base that is 4.5 by 6.5, and you will need 2 of those. And I have this matte stack rock star that I picked up at the thrift store. It's just full of this cardstock that's 4 inches, 4.5 by 6.5. So that's what I was using. You're going to glue these two together. This is your base. This is what I used here for the base. I'm going to glue them together on all 4 sides, just on the edges though, not in the middle. Just glue, put some glue on the edge and glue those together. So that's what I'm going to do now. And this is eventually what will make the pocket. And maybe some of you have made these pockets before, because I don't think it's anything new, but I never could really grasp how to do it. I watched a couple videos and they didn't give the measurements, and I just thought, Well, I'm going to try doing it and see what happens. And lo and behold, I was able to figure this out. So hopefully it will help you if you want to make one. Okay, so I got glue around all 4 edges. And I'm just going to set this on top. Like that. And I'm going to put this under it so I don't get it on my mat, which needs to be cleaned, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. And then I'm just going to smooth it down with the bone folder. Okay. So now we can glue our cutout. And this will be what is in my Ko.fi shop as a free digital download if you want to go get that. And cut that out for the scripture. I'm just going to cut it with my little knife here. I used to call these wallpaper cutters. I don't know what they call them now. Not really a X-Acto knife, but I got mine at the Harbor Freight. And I love it. So I was thinking as I was working with this verse, it's really kind of a cool verse to ponder upon, because I was thinking, you know, what Habakkuk says. He's saying, basically, if he had nothing at all, if everything he had was taken away from him, basically like it was from Job, he would still rejoice in the Lord. And I thought, you know, it's something to think about. Could I say that? If my fig tree wasn't blossoming, and if there was no fruit on my grapevines, if my olive crop failed, and if my fields had no food in them, and my flocks were cut off, and there was no herds in my stalls in the barn, if I had nothing, would I still say I can rejoice in the Lord and joy in the God of my salvation? I would hope that I could. But it's something to think about, isn't it? Okay, so now I got those cut out. I'm just going to ink around them. And this one. And now we can glue these down to our base, which should be dry. But we're not going to glue them both down. We're going to glue this one down pretty much right up to the top. And we're going to glue, excuse me, we're going to glue that all the way. Where's mine? We're going to put glue all over this, not just on the edges. Alright. And then we're going to put this almost to the top and kind of try to center it. And burnish it down. And now we're going to take our cutter and we're going to cut right under this last sentence here. Pretty close. Right there. I think I got all cut. Okay. All right, now we have our two pockets. This one can open up. This is a pocket, and this is a pocket. Okay. Now, I used this 4x6 index card, but you can use a piece of scrapbook paper or whatever you want. And we need to cut this piece, this insert piece, we need to cut it 3 5/8 by 4 1/2. Excuse me. Oh wait, maybe that's the, no, that's the measurements of this. Yeah, that's the measurements of this. 3 5/8 by 4 1/2. And so we're going to want, maybe I don't put that on there. What did I do with this one? I'm forgetting now. Yes, I did. I did piece this together, but now we don't have to. Now we don't have to use another piece. All we need is this. This is when I was piecing things together. And we don't need anything but this. We can just stick this in here. We do have, if we want to write something here, if we want to put our thoughts on the back, we can do that as a journaling card. And that just goes in here then. And then it goes into this pocket here. And it just slides together. And there we have it. Our hidden pocket is our scripture. And then to find out what Habakkuk does when all these things happen, we open our pocket and we see. And there we have a little journaling card and a hidden pocket. Really cool, I think. So it's easy to make once you get it in your head how to do it. And you don't have to make it this way. I mean, you could get my freebie and make one like this, but then in the future, if you want to make one for something else, just say you have maybe you have a postcard that you want to make. Say this is, sorry for the glare. This is an old postcard I have. So if I wanted to use this, I would glue a piece of cardstock on the back, just on the four edges, and then I would put this down either on a base or just like this, and I would cut it right here. And then I would have this be my pocket on the bottom and this be my pocket on the top. I could insert a journaling card and maybe put some thoughts about when I visited this place. So it'd be nice for a travel journal. You just have that hidden pocket. We could journal about it. Or, any other kind of way you want to use it. But I'll put the measurements in the description box. I'll put the link in the description box if you want to go get the scripture on my Ko.fi site. And I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope you're able to make one. And I hope to see you next week for week 28. Oh, week 29 next week. Yes. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye and have a blessed week.